pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Moment of silence, please. Thank you.
Alderman Wadawa.
Here.
Alderwoman Calderon.
Here.
Alderman Brickner.
Here.
Alderman Fire.
Here.
Alderman Damon.
Here.
Mayor Tutai.
Here.
Alderwoman Fliss asked to be excused. And the meeting has been properly posted and noticed, sir.
Public hearings, none. Presentation. Can we get Carol and Dennis to come up first?
So nervous, Carol.
Face the audience, I'll go in between. I got a proclamation, whereas Dennis and Carol Whitehead started volunteering and serving the city of St. Francis School over 25 years ago, and whereas Dennis and Carol Whitehead are dedicated volunteers and members of Sacred Heart Church, St. Francis Historical Society, and Friends of the St. Francis Library. And whereas Dennis and Carol Whitehead were dedicated members of the city's beautification committee, volunteered hours upon hours to make St. Francis planting showcases of the city. And whereas Dennis and Carol Whitehead have been longtime residents of the city, raising their family here, and whereas Carol Whitehead designed the city's logo, where the art community our remains, and whereas Dennis Whitehead has served in the Veterans Memorial Committee, coordinated the Veterans Day ceremony at Howard Village. Now therefore, be it resolved that I, Mayor Ken Tutai, by the powers vested in me on behalf of all the citizens living in the city of St. Francis, which Dennis and Carol Whitehead are happy retirement from city service, and do hereby proclaim that July 20, 2021 be known as Dennis and Carol Whitehead Day in the city of St. Francis. Thank you.
Just graduate, I actually worked at UWM, and we had an opportunity, I think, for a job in Illinois, and they were offering it to me. In one of the suburbs, northern suburbs, I was being an AV coordinator for the school district, and we came back home after they offered us money and everything, and we talked about it, and we rejected it because our friends, our church, and this community is where we wanted to be. So, thank you very much.
As I told Mayor Ken the other day, all the things that we've done, and this is just a teaspoonful actually. Dennis is in the hospital, and so this became quite a hard thing to try to pull things together, but we made it here and he's still doing okay. But what I wanted to say was, in all the things that we did them because we loved to do it. We loved our community. We loved being of service to people. And all the things that we did, it wasn't because we wanted the honor or the glory, but we wanted to make somebody else look better in our city or in our whatever we did.
I have a proclamation, whereas Rosie Miliac, I can put it in my hand, was named Miss St. Francis on February 8th, 2020, and whereas Rosie Miliac, due to the unprecedented year of COVID-19, graciously accepted an extension to her year of service as Miss St. Francis, and whereas Rosie Miliac represented St. Francis and competed at Miss Wisconsin 2021 from June 15th through June 20th, 2021, where she was awarded the non-finalist interview scholarship, and whereas Rosie Miliaki chose Make-A-Wish as her social impact project and recently earned wish Rainer status, and whereas Rosie Miliaki fulfilled a dream for many by doing an internship at Walt Disney World. And whereas Rosie Miliaki has served graciously and enthusiastically during her terms as Miss St. Francis, spreading her infectious smile with everyone around her. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Mayor Ken Tutek, of the powers vested in me on behalf of all the citizens living in the great city of St. Francis, wish Rosie Miliaki congratulations as being Miss St. Francis, and do hereby proclaim that July 20, 2021 be known as Rosie Miliaki Day in the city of St. Francis. Thank you.
You notice she did not bring her batons today.
I wanted to bring the fire batons, but
Ken's been practicing.
I don't think he was gonna have
Ken has not been practicing, that's the problem. Ken has not been practicing.
Oh, it's okay.
Don't take a video of it.
Well, last time I was here, we talked about that I was just about to leave for Miss Wisconsin, so now I'll give you the highlight reel of all the fun stuff that happened. My excitement for Miss Wisconsin week actually began the Saturday before we hit the road to Oshkosh for the ever-exciting COVID testing. All candidates were required to have a negative test result or they would not be permitted to compete. While the rapid test only took 30 minutes for the results, I think the team and I could have been hospitalized with how high our heart rates were, because if for whatever reason this came back positive, I was not able to compete at all. The following day was my send-off, where I received support, new Miss St. Francis gear, and a lovely bouquet of flowers in a basket from the city. Thank you all so much for that. You made sure I wasn't hungry after those long practices. Secret I probably shouldn't share. I kept a bag of the little sesame sticks, which are my favorite snack, in my pocket during rehearsal. So when we were just kind of standing around, the girls were all, "Hey, do you have any snacks in your pocket?" I did. I definitely did. Tuesday rolls around, and it's time to pack the car and get going. As Miss Diane and I are going through the final check of everything, I almost left town without my batons. And you need those for talent. So I almost had to call backup, and I don't know how we would have made it up there.
I would have drove them up there for you.
Thank you. I think Miss Diane would have fired me if we made it all the way up there and I didn't have them. Although it was a condensed week for us, we were riding in style everywhere we went in limos. In previous years, they used school buses, so this was quite the upgrade. A few years back, the Miss Wisconsin organization began a partnership with Habitat for Humanity during Miss Wisconsin Week. This year, we played games with children from the community, passed out prizes, and built picnic tables. In high school, I was the first female to complete Woods 1 and 2, so I was the only candidate that didn't need a crash course on how to use a drill, so that was a plus. Escape Oshkosh graciously invited all candidates to their escape rooms, where we had to find clues, solve puzzles, and crack the case. This was my first escape room, and I can report that I do not have a future in being a police officer or a detective, because we did not crack the murder case, and we ended up becoming the killer's next victims. It's no secret that I enjoy talking and public speaking. The night before I competed in talent, Miss Diane doesn't know this, I think I only got 2 hours of sleep because I was so nervous. But the night before interview, I was out cold. I was good to go. I woke up the next morning, had some coffee, and relaxed before I was ready to go in. And my roommate said, "I don't know how you're so calm. Like, you're going into an interview." And so I guess it shouldn't come as a surprise that my favorite area of competition is interview. In my interview, I shared with the judges about my job, being Miss St. Francis, my family's secret recipes, and of course, Make-A-Wish. I am very thankful to have come home with the non-finalist interview award, which has given me an extra $500 in scholarships. Though I did not come home with Miss Wisconsin, that's okay. This job is pretty good. I will continue my work for the city and for Make-A-Wish. My toy drive, which I shared a little bit about last time, just recently ended, where I completed, I think it was about a month, and we raised 210 toys, which now that I'm a wish granter, I get to go out and meet these young children and actually take those toys with me as icebreakers. So I'm making that full circle of getting toys and then delivering them to those children. My next big Make-A-Wish event is Walk for Wishes in August. I am currently fundraising and actually participating in the 5K. I'm running it. I've created a team, Team Miss St. Francis. I have some family members that are walking, some are running, and Mayor told me that he's actually running the 10K. So if anybody wants to join him in that, you can talk to me after. Actually, this Sunday, I am doing another run. We run They Fly event, which is a fundraiser for the Honor Flight. Both of my grandfathers served, so I'm very excited to be helping out, presenting awards, and running, I guess. I don't know why I keep signing up for those, so if anybody else wants to join, the registration is still
You
open
run,
for-
they fly. It's awesome.
Yes, I'm very excited. But again, thank you for having me. Thank you for the ongoing support you have for not only me, but the Miss St. Francis Scholarship Organization. Miss St. Francis, whoever she may be, whatever year it is very blessed to have a city that continues to support her, encourage her, and invite her to things like this to share a little bit about herself and her social impact initiative. This is my first title, so I am very blessed to have an amazing group of people around me, as well as a city to support me. There's a lot of candidates that have never met their mayor. They don't know who their city officials are, and that's mind-boggling. You know, you need somebody behind you, and takes a village, and that's truly accurate. And you hear that as a title holder frequently, but it's true. And although you were not in the gym with Diane and I sweating, you definitely are my village. So thank you so much for all your support and for this amazing proclamation. I'm very happy to be actually signing up for a third year. So I'll see you next year, right?
Absolutely.
I wish. But thank you again for having me.
Thank you.
Citizens' comments? Also, a big thank you to Miss Diane for all the years you put in. It's amazing the time and effort you put doing these for these exceptional young ladies.
I
You-
raised them all.
You've been a very good mentor. You've been an awesome mentor towards them.
No citizens comment.
No citizens. Moving on. Consent agenda. Is there anyone that would like anything removed?
Mayor, I make a motion to have all three items from the consent agenda as one item.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Recommendation of action from committees, commissions, and boards. Action to be taken from the licensing committee meeting held July 20th, 2021.
That is, was that from tonight's meeting or last week's meeting? Okay. Make a motion, I'm looking for a motion for new beverage operators licenses for Ms. Brooks, Mr. Dunlap Plenty, and Mr. Rourke.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
Next, we have renewal beverage operators license for Mr. Anzac and Mr. Shannon,
Second.
Ms. Shannon.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
And that's all from licensing, Mayor.
Thank you, Don. Action to be taken from the Finance Committee meeting held July 20th, 2021.
Mayor, I'll make a motion to deny the request for, to waive the snow removal invoice 9037 for 2229 East Eden Place.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
That is all from the Finance Committee.
Thank you, Steve. Resolutions and ordinances, none. Discussion items with possible action. Permission to fill administrative assistant position.
We received the resignation of one of our part-time administrative assistants. Her last day will be this Friday, so we are asking permission to fill that position.
I'll motion to approve filling that position.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
Then there's a block party street closing application for 2000 East Core Avenue for August 14th, 2021. It's at Gordy's, and this is an annual event.
Chief, they have, or chiefs, they have fulfilled their obligations with you guys, or no?
We have not received historically, they've been great.
I only see two
Two neighbors.
neighbors that signed the application. Is that typical or,
Pretty much.
okay. I'll make a motion to approve.
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you. Appointments to committees, commissions, and boards? None. Correspondence with possible action? None. Unfinished business? None. Other business? None. Department heads? Can we go with Jackie first so we can get her out of here? If she wants to say anything?
Thank you, I'm really in no hurry. but-
Well, in that case,
Yeah, right. So just, I think Chief Poplar mentioned that we had a event at the fire department in conjunction with them with car seat installation, helmet fitting, and COVID vaccinations. That was after, earlier in the day, we had a clinic at the St. Francis Library. We did 4 vaccines at the St. Francis Library and 1 vaccine here at the fire department and 2 helmet fittings and sold 2 helmets. So trying to get out more in the community. On the 22nd, we will have some staff members from the 3 health departments that'll be working at the concerts in the park to just give information about COVID vaccines and information about clinics that are available to them. And we will also be at Night Out here in St. Francis on the 4th. So if there's any questions for us, we are currently following a drug-resistant active tuberculosis case in St. Francis. And that has been pretty time-consuming. It's a daily visit. And we'll be following up with close contacts to that active case. So that's what we have going on. Seen a little uptick in cases for coronavirus, and just got a report that there is an outbreak in Milwaukee County associated with the Deer District. So we'll see what happens tonight after 65,000 people descend on the Deer District. So we are seeing some cases of the Delta variant. There's limited testing for Delta variant, so we're hoping that they'll be doing a little bit more of that DNA sequencing for variants that are, it's available through state health lab and then also through Milwaukee Health Department lab. So with that, I will pass.
anyone have any questions for Jackie? Thank you. Melinda?
Thank you, Mayor. We had our pre-construction meeting with the contractor for our large repaving project this year. It should be starting next week or the week after. Mailings are going out to all the residents tomorrow, and we'll email everybody a copy of what went to the residents so you all know what's going on there. We are also we've successfully gotten a contractor to do the loop detector project over on Denton Avenue. If you recall, it was a couple of years ago, Board of Public Works and Common Council had, we were changing the eastbound Denton Avenue to have a dedicated right turn lane without a loop detector so it doesn't trigger the whole intersection and should make that intersection work a little better. We've secured a contractor for less than $5,000 this year. Last year, the bids were coming in at over 10. So we had postponed that project. Part of that was due to COVID. We were able to get a contractor for 5 or like $4,900. And so that work's gonna take place tomorrow. So Denton will be closed while we get that kind of done, but it'll be a short-term closure just during the day. And otherwise, we just keep mowing lawn, even though it's supposed to stop, it doesn't. And just all the other things that we keep working on. And with that, I pass.
Thank you. Chief Poplar?
All right, that's short and sweet. Don't forget about our ceremony this Thursday. The 2 retirees and 4 new firefighters. It's been, 2 years since we've been able to safely assemble. So we have that on Thursday at 3 p.m. Other than that, just continued training and orientation of our newest firefighters And that's all I have.
Thank you, Chief. Chief Hunter?
Thank you, Mayor. On August 7th, I just want to remind everybody that we have the USA Triathlon coming through. It's going to create quite a mess in the city. It always does. And Melinda was on the last call with the organizers as well as event planning personnel from the county. So that's going to take a lot of time and effort from city employees. We're going to be shutting down all of Howard Avenue and Lake Drive. So we've notified everybody on Lake Drive, the police department has, as well as Howard Avenue via flyers to let them know that they're going to have to make some accommodations that day. And special thanks to Melinda for being on that meeting as well, because we're creating a designated northbound lane only from the condos and apartments on Lake Drive, which at first there was some resistance to, and now they're allowing that to take place. Also, movie night should be, everybody should know, that's coming up on the 29th at 5:30. Thanks to Melinda again and her department, her staff for allowing us to do that and to assist with that. The Deer District tonight, we have our Joint Tactical Unit has been called up, so they will be down there. So if you see anything on the news and you happen to recognize a face or whatnot, or there's anything going on, our tactical unit has joined up a quick response force on behalf of the Milwaukee Police Department at a request, mutual aid request, so they'll be down there tonight for that. Lastly, I'm just making you all aware, I've spoken to the mayor about this already. On July 8th at approximately 1:23 p.m., there was a 911 call that there was a accident at Wixon where an employee had his arm amputated from a machine. It was amputated just above the elbow, mid-bicep area. Officer Mike Scott, after serving 3 tours of duty overseas, said it was probably one of the worst things that he's personally had to deal with as far as medically. He was there within 90 seconds and placed 2 tourniquets on that individual who lost almost 6 pints of blood. If not for Sergeant Scott putting those 2 tourniquets on, the first one he put on, the second one sealed the deal. It was just above or just below the shoulder, and that was given to him by Detective Gilden. The individual would have passed away according to hospital staff. So he definitely saved that individual's life. So what I'm asking for is if the council or the mayor can do some type of proclamation. I don't think a accommodation form is significant enough in this situation. So, and with that, I pass.
Thank you, Chief. Ann?
I just want to let everybody know that Rebecca Gagnon, our Deputy Clerk Treasurer, has completed her 4 years of UW Green Bay's Clerk and Treasurers Institute. So she has fulfilled all of her required training that's offered for clerks in the state of Wisconsin. So I'm very proud of her. She finished that up. And with that, I pass.
And in the next 12 years, when you retire, she'll be ready.
In the next 12 days, because giving me gray hair.
At least you got hair.
I could have gone last Friday. Last Friday was the eligible day.
I know. I appreciate you being here.
Yeah, that's not what you said earlier.
Paul, moving on.
Yes,
Paul?
quickly, happy to report that per the council's authorization, Mark and I successfully completed the closing on the Triangle property on July 7th at 10:00 hours for you, Chief, in the AM, and we have received the recorded deed. It's in our possession, and and staff is now working with engineering to clean up some of the right-of-way issues with respect to that property. And with that, I pass.
Thank you. Mark?
Thank you, Mayor. Mike Campbell from the Campbell Development Group is here tonight. Just a reminder that this Thursday at 4:30, there is a walkthrough of 4200 on the lake. If you haven't signed up, go click on that and let them know that you're going to be there. But there is a walkthrough for all council members, committees, and boards that were a part of that development. Mike's going to give us a little update, maybe, or a comment on it at a later time. But it's 4:30 this Thursday for the walkthrough for 4200 on the lake. Thanks.
Thank you. Sarah?
I pass, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Sean?
Very brief tonight. Go Bucks, and I'll save the rest for closed session.
You stole my words. Don?
I pass this evening.
Steve?
I will pass her.
Matt? Sorry, I didn't see you.
Yeah, so you're, I understand you're running in the triathlon too, Ken?
Pardon?
The triathlon that's coming through, you're gonna
Absolutely.
do that one as well?
Absolutely, as long as they have a
10K?
wheelchair.
Yeah.
The water could be rough.
I have no other comments tonight. Go Bucks.
Thank you. I'll save mine for the closed meeting, and go Bucks.
Okay, so we will need a motion to convene into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statute section 19851E for the purpose of deliberating or negotiating the purchasing of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. Items for discussion, development, and/or marketing strategy for
Say that
4110 East Howard Avenue and 3707 South Lake Drive, the Triangle. And 19.851C, considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility. The item for discussion is the performance evaluation and compensation for the city administrator. So I need a motion.
I
first.
make said motion.
Second.
Okay, hang on one second.
She said that in like 4 breaths.
All right, so let's start with Alderman Fire,
Aye.
Alderwoman Calderon,
Aye.
Alderman Wattawa,
Aye.
Alderman Damon,
Aye.
and Alderman Brickner.
All right.
Motion carries.
Will we be going in there or are we staying?
We'll take a 2-minute break, and then we'll meet next